Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live Q&A about money, wealth creation, and abundance. And I'm super excited to be here with you all. And we have little Simba here in the house as well. And we're also live on Instagram. And also, this is going to be on YouTube. So, hello, everybody. Super nice to be here with you guys. And for those of you who don't yet know, today's live Q&A, Simba, what are you doing? Say hello to everybody. So today's live Q&A is all about money, wealth, wealth creation, your wealth blueprint, anything to do with these topics. And the reason for it, oh, where's Simba going? The reason for this is really to help you guys out in order to get a good start idea of how you can change your wealth blueprint. And so if there's any questions that any of you may have, just comment them below. And I'm very happy to cover them within the time, obviously. And there's also some questions that were asked before. Oh, wow. So do comment below if there's any question that you have, maybe around passive income, maybe about wealth creation, anything to do with, becoming more abundant. So do drop them below. I'm just quickly going to do my checks as I'm here a bit early, so I just wanted to make sure that everything's working. Hey, we got Jay in the house. Super nice to have you here. Yes. Oh, and by the way, just for everybody to know, the webinar on Monday, make sure to be part of it. Make sure to register if you haven't already. That is called The Secrets of the Richest, The Secrets of the Wealthy. And it's there to basically help you guys in order to get your wealth profile, your wealth blueprint, all redefined. Okay, but I'm just quickly checking whether everything is going correctly. So do also comment below, let me know where you're tuning in from, because it's always a pleasure to know. And I see some questions already popping in, so that's always good. Comment below. Hello. Simba, what are you doing? Oh, you're so cute. Simba is so cute and so active, and he has been sleeping just before, and so he's really active right now. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, questions are coming in. Very nice. Thank you so much for being here, vibing with me. You guys could have been anywhere on this Saturday. And yeah, you guys have chosen to be here, which is very good. And to basically invest in yourself. And this is a very laid back life. It's really just to, to make sure that you guys get into the right direction regarding making money. And a lot of the time when it comes to making money, people are not necessarily aware of these principles. Where is he going? Oh my goodness, can you see that? He is so active. Oh my gosh, okay. You're very good. He has the right energy for wealth. This is so funny. And this is actually the first thing that I want to share with you guys. Oh, such cute noises as well. First thing that I want to share with you is that in order for you to make money, in order for you to attract wealth, very important is energy, having the right energy, having the energy that aligns with abundance, but also be energetic and excited and, have that spirit. That's a very important thing. And that's why I was actually saying that this little guy has a lot of active energy, spirit, and all that stuff. And it doesn't mean that you always have to be active and stuff like that, but just be spirited and be in a way, enthusiastic and brave, right? So I'm just doing my final checks to make sure that everything is working properly, and then we can get started. So yes, welcome, everybody. Yeah, this is working. And again, drop the questions below, whatever question you may have. And there were also a number of pre-asked questions, but also let me know, comment below what question you have right now. All right, here we go. Final one. And cool, we're in. All right, super excited to be here with y'all. So let me just quickly see wealth blueprint. Any tips on energy for work and money mindset? Nice. That's actually one of the things I just came to talk about. So this is very good energy. So let's first of all get started with the questions that are just mentioned right now, and then we go into some of the pre-asked questions, and then we go into the final bit of what we do today. So here a question is asked: any tips on energy work for money mindset? Energy work for money mindset. So basically, one thing, and as I said before, like also what Simba is showing, is what is very important is that you want to align with abundance in a sense, What it means is that you want to already become one with that person, that version of yourself that has already accumulated that wealth, that has already accumulated that amount of money. I'm just gonna put Simba down so he can play. But yeah, that you have an abundance mindset. So if you're making notes, definitely make sure to comment it below, write it down, because having an abundance mindset, that is going to be very crucial. So what does that mean practically? It basically means that whenever you think about money or the things that you are wanting to attract, whether this is like business wise, money generated through business, or in any other way, like, you know, how sometimes people are just always, as people say, lucky, and they always get money come their way. But the thing is that you have this abundance mindset. And so a lot of the time, and this is the opposite, which you do not want to do, a lot of the time people think like, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have enough of this. And they tend to express that by means of words, in their thoughts, and in their whole physiology and behavior. And if you think in a lack mindset or a scarcity mindset, then it is going to be very hard, because it kind of creates this wall, even though you might be doing some practices that is, you know, going to be good for wealth creation, and all of a sudden it kind of blocks that abundance coming your way, because it is yourself becoming that self-sabotaging factor against that abundance coming in. And so thinking about lack, thinking about not having or not having enough, is actually not very beneficial if you're wanting to create, and if you're wanting to create wealth. And so for some of you, you may like the question here is specifically for work, but it could also be that some of you are listening to this and thinking about, how can I apply this to maybe a side hustle or a business that you're wanting to create, or if you're investing in certain things, right? But what is very important to keep in mind is that you already want to be super positive and excited and aware and knowing with regards to the money that is coming your way. So for instance, one of the things that for myself works very well is that whenever I think about, okay, I want to set a particular goal, a financial goal, or a goal regarding, you know, what I want to do with my business, that I already have, like what Master discusses, is having that knowing this is going to happen. So I know, okay, this particular figure, we're going to get there. And I already know that right now I'm operating and thinking as if that has already happened. And this reflects in a lot of different ways. So it's actually very nice, because this is a very spiritual type question, because the question here was about, you know, energy work for money mindset. Oh, sorry, I thought it was for work, but energy work, yeah. So energy work regarding, you know, accumulating wealth or creating money or creating a money mindset, is that, yeah, that you already have that energy awareness that it's gonna happen, or that it has happened. So a simple exercise that you can do is thinking about, you know, okay, what is that goal? So what is that financial goal that you want to do? Maybe it is like this. What a lot of our students do is say, within the first year, I want to have at least 100K made. Okay. And then that you think about the fact, okay, so when I have that 100K made, how would I be? How would I think? How would I feel about that? How would I, you know, what kind of actions would I take if I had already achieved that result? How would I position myself? How would my physiology be? How would my interaction with other people be? Because you can imagine, let's say, if you have gained a particular result, that you are more confident, or that you are more certain, or you are more relaxed, and stuff like that, right? And so what is very important, that already right now, whether you have achieved it or not, that you already have that energy, that you already have that confidence, that you're already one with that reality. And then that reality comes towards you because it's matching, right? One thing, and this is maybe, you guys let me know in the comments whether you resonate with this, but one of the things that I personally always have is that I don't really care. I don't really care who I meet and what particular results or achievement that person has had, in the way how my energy towards that person is, or in the way how my respect towards that person is. So in a way that it kind of means that whether you are a billionaire or whether you are a poor man or woman, for me doesn't make a difference, because that doesn't define who you are as a person, and doesn't define, what respect that is worth. And so I basically, regardless of who I meet, I treat them with the same level of respect, same attitude, same, kindness, same, believe in myself. And so that brings a certain energy that is, in that sense, also very professional and confident in a way. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm trying to say here, but what that means is it's actually very good for, how do you say, not bridging the gap, not breaking the ice either. It's like it basically has an energy that is confident and pure, so to speak, and that allows for better connection. And when it allows for better connection, it also allows for opportunities to come easier, and for also the how do you say, to be on a person's mind in a way that it's like, normally it could be that people, whenever let's say you meet the Queen, the Queen of England, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the Queen, and you're like all funny in a way, or you're all like submissive for any, like you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is the Queen, like I'm nowhere near that. But in my energy appreciation, I don't care if you're the Queen or if you are anybody else, because you're still a human, and you deserve the same amount of respect as anybody else. And like what truly defines you, and what truly shows like who, like how, like what is the goodness of your deeds and your thoughts and your emotions and your actions and how you treat people, that is way more important in my belief. And so whenever then meeting people, that energy then is quite different oftentimes, or as how I perceive it at least, or what people communicate back to me, in a sense that therefore it allows for a lot of good creation, because you see people for who they are, or you treat people for who they are, and therefore you don't deposition yourself in a way that you don't put yourself lower than another person. We put ourselves as equals. I'm not more than anyone here. I'm not less than anyone here. We're all equal. And so if you, let's say that's a kind of a comparison with regards to money energy as well. And so if you come and meet people and treat them with the same amount of respect as you would anyone, then that allows for some kind of connection to be formed that is fruitful for building relationship that is long lasting, and that brings a certain positive impression and positive ripple effect. And you want to do a similar thing with money. So what it means is that I don't care whether I meet a $1 bill or I meet $1 million bill, because either way I'm going to have both, or I'm having both, or whatever, right? You know what I mean? So that you have your own self-worth in check, that you don't let your current amount in your bank account define who you are, or who you, like how you should position yourself towards others, or others towards you. I know my worth. You know your worth. And having that energy is also, again, good for business, good for what you want to attract, and your overall enthusiasm with regards to the process. And let me just see, same treatment, poor billionaire. So funny. Equality of treatment for individuals. Don't be so intimidated. I don't know what you mean. Don't be so intimidated. Let me just quickly see. But no, I'm not easily intimidated. Align with abundance. How do I claim my VIP ticket? Oh, I cannot see who the name is, but that sounds like a very good question. Let me just quickly check. Is that Mel? Where is that? Mel, it has already been sent to you. I think you should check your email. Yeah. Let me see. So it doesn't define who you are. Same treatment. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's nice. So become one align with abundance. Exactly, Jay. So what is very important then to incorporate this in your daily practices is to, first of all, know your worth, have appreciation of the wholeness of who you are, not what you have achieved, no, what you are, what you're meant to achieve, what you're going to do. And thereby really embracing who you truly are. And therefore that who you truly are is that with abundance. And that is the vision that you have. And so by then becoming that person right now, it is in alignment with abundance. So that's like the energy. It's explained in a little bit of simple terms, but to have knowing of the results that you will create, have knowing of the wealth that you accumulate, but then also right now think accordingly, take action accordingly, meet and connect accordingly, because it's going to happen. So that's like an energy part. And we've spoken many times before about it when it comes to different challenges that we spoke about, but also we're going to be talking more about it, way more about it at the Freedom Lifestyle Accelerator event. So if you're coming, comment below and say FLA. But when it comes to the webinar, and again, I just want to quickly mention, because a lot of new people are tuning in, so make sure to be at the webinar, because the webinar is going to be more like, it is going to be in part a little bit of energy, but more practical habits and actions that you can already implement right now. And so what is very important to know as well is that it's one part of it is the energy, one part of it is the alignment, but you still have to take action. And there are certain very simple principles that wealthy people live by that most people in society don't live by at all, right? And that's also when in the post, if some of you may have read it earlier, one of the things that we mentioned is the fact that if you really think about it, what sets millionaires or billionaires, but it doesn't really matter, what sets rich people apart from people who have not yet accumulated that richness or wealth? And if you then understand what are those consistent habits, what is the decision making, what is the appreciation and management of money, if you know what these things are and you were to implement it in your life right now, then that too aligns with wealth. That too aligns with then being able to actually follow in those footsteps, and knowing that success leaves clues, it will also allow you to accumulate wealth. But it's just like those simple things, most of the time people don't know. And what you actually, then again, for those of you who are making notes, make sure to write this down, is that the consistent actions that you take with regards to money, how you think about money, and like basically how you treat money and have been treating money, that sort of has become your wealth blueprint. So if you look at, for instance, at this very moment in time, and you look back at, from, let's say, the moment that you became an adult, or the moment that money really started to become a portion, like a prominent part of your life, that you had to pay for things, or maybe you took money to college to, pay for whatever, right? How have you been treating the money? What kind of decisions have you made? Whenever maybe there were times that you got money back from the government, or you maybe got a present, like, which was money, or whatever it may have been, how did you then work with that money? Did you spend it straight away, or did you save it, or did you invest it? And these are three very important things. And I want you guys to write it down. And again, on the webinar, that's why I really am excited for the webinar. I want you guys all to be there. I'm going to break down these key principles that in turn would allow you to change your wealth profile, your wealth blueprint, right? Because if you keep on taking the same types of actions with regards to money, if you keep having the same appreciation of money and how it should be handled, then that forms a blueprint for how much money you can make, how much money you can accumulate, how much wealth you can accumulate. But if you make certain changes in there and you keep with them consistently, then you can literally change your wealth blueprint such that it is upgraded for much more abundance. And another question that I actually want to answer as well, which is a question from, what was the name again? Can't remember the name. But the question was, what is like how do you define wealth and abundance, right? And again, actually, I want to pass this question to you guys as well, because we all have different appreciation of what is wealth and what does, what does abundance mean. And comment below what you guys, how you guys see it. What does wealth mean to you, or what does abundance mean to you? But if you ask me, what it means to me is basically having a type of freedom with which you can do good. That's what wealth and abundance mean to me. So having freedom, whether that is freedom of finances or freedom of time, and actually, as we will discuss during the webinar, freedom of finance, like money and time, they're both very valuable assets. But one, I can assure you, is more valuable than the other, right? You can pick a guess which of the two is more valuable. But if you have a certain freedom of both money and time, just imagine the amount of good you can do. Imagine the amount of people that you can help on a daily basis. Imagine the number of charities you can support. Imagine the constructive change you can make to this world, how you can change communities and really allow more people to have that same freedom as well. So that is what wealth means to me. I made a quote, I think it's like maybe 2 months ago or something like that, where I shared, I don't care about money, I care about the good that I can do with the money, or the level of good and the ease with which I can do good. And so whether you can do good, you don't need money, right? You can do good anyways. But just think about it for yourself. If you were having more money, if you are having more freedom, so let's actually bring it back to the word freedom. If you have more freedom of money, you have more freedom of time, then you'll probably agree with me that you can do more things. You don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have stress that comes from worrying about the bills. That stress doesn't need to affect your relationships or your health. And therefore, you have way more energy and time to invest in a creative process where you can help your loved ones, where you can help your community, where you can do good things, where you can create a business that is there to help a lot of people and make a lot of money, and you can build your wealth profile and thereby again do more good with it. And especially for those of you who are watching this right now and think, I don't like money at all, right? Because I often like, and this is what we often discuss as well during challenges and stuff, I often also used to think that money is, I don't really like money. Money is the root of all evil, right? Comment below if you think or have thought like that as well. But it's not like that. Money is purely a magnifier. And so if you are a good person, which I know you guys are, then if you had more money, you do more good. If, on the other hand, you are a villain and you are looking to do evil things with money, then if you have more money, you'll do more evil things. But it is a magnifier. It is, it's like depending on your character. So thereby, it's also important to realize that if you really do want to do good in this world, and I know a lot of you do, a lot of you want to make an impact, you want to spread more awareness, you want to allow more people to be happy and more people to be healthy and, just have a good time while we are in this humanly existence, right? And so if that is that is your pure vibration, then if you have more money, it will only amplify that process and it will allow you to do more good. As long as and this is something that I personally believe in, and then I think a lot of you, possibly agree with me, is that if you accumulate more wealth, then what is important is that you also become aware of the responsibility that you have with that wealth and how you can responsibly do consistent good with it and help. And the word help will always come back, but it's like, it's this thing that I often say at the beginning of a challenge or the beginning of a webinar or the beginning of an event, saying that if you can help people, you can make money. Because the core of entrepreneurship, the core of business is helping people, is making a difference, is solving people's problems. And so especially those of you people with big hearts that want to help people, it's a no-brainer for you to do business or to work and find out what is your passion and how could I contribute with this passion towards helping people and thereby contributing to my own wealth. And that's an important thing to be aware of, that it's okay as well. It's okay for you to have abundance. It's okay there's abundance for everyone, as long as we are aware and responsible in how we appreciate that and what we do with it, right? Jay saying, I love this Facebook Live. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So let me just quickly scroll here because I saw some questions coming in. Okay. When you are getting started with all new adventures as far as new business, do you take one day off a week for self-care? This is actually a very good question. And well, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Self-care or looking after my health has not always been my strongest suit. And the reason for it is because I'm very spirited. And when I do something, I put my mind towards something, I just want to keep on doing it, right? For some of you who know, we have our amazing group of students, GIC students. And the other day, we had a call that lasted for 2 days. So literally on the call, we were through we saw the sun go up and down and all that stuff, right? And some people say like, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? Why are you sitting for so long with your students? You could work on your own business, or you should sleep, or you should do that. But when I commit to something, and some of you may also align with this, let me know in the comments if you align with this, that if you really are passionate about something, and I'm passionate about my students, I'm passionate about people being able to change their lives around. And I've witnessed so many of our students change their lives around, people joining our events, our webinars and all that stuff, right? To actually say, hey, it isn't hard to be able to implement these things. It's just that nobody knows about it, or we're not taught these things at school, or we're not taught these things by mass media, right? But it is everyone's right to know how you can better your life. And when I say better, doesn't mean that it's like more value to it, but having more balance and more happiness and fulfillment. And also that is in the form of wealth, because it reduces the stress and allows you to do more things in a creative way and in a positive way, right? So because I'm so spirited, and because I want my students to get results and all that stuff, sometimes I then say, no, I flip the switch. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be here to help you. And I don't care if I lose some sleep over it. I'll catch up. And over the years, I've gone better, and I've then whenever there's a call like that lasts for 2 days, then I do take rest. And I do, the day after, I do take rest, and I do things that I enjoy. I enjoy going to the gym, or play around with the dogs, or call with my family, or watch Netflix. I love watching Netflix as well. I often talk about it that, don't be watching Netflix all the time, but it's about balance, right? It's about, knowing sometimes there's need for self-care. There's need for just relax and watch something and not think about anything, so that you can recharge. And then when you're back, you can go ahead and go full charge. But that being said, and basically saying that my balance wasn't always the best, and it still isn't as good as I want it to be, but it's going there. But that being said, it is also important to realize that whenever you're working on something, let's say an enterprise, something new, something exciting, something that is different from what so many people do, and right, as a lot of you who are watching this may think about starting a business, or you may already be in business, or you're on the onset. That is something super, super special, and it's only a minority in this world that actually pursues a goal like that. And so there's this quote, and I think it would kind of help you in understanding this. And for everyone who's watching this right now, make sure to write it down. Now I have to think. What was it again? It's if you want to live the life that only the minority of this world lives, you have to be willing to put in what only the minority of this world is willing to put in. So that's a very important thing. Let me say it again. If you're willing to live a life that only the minority of this world is living, you have to be willing to put in the effort that only the minority of this world is willing to put in. And so what that means is that if you're pursuing something that is worth pursuing, you have a vision. Maybe it is in business, maybe it is in your career, maybe it is in parenthood, maybe it is in sports, maybe it is in entertainment. I don't know what your goals are, but whatever it is, if it's worth fighting for, then the fight needs to be had. And I don't mean this in the sense like fight, like that you have to be in a fight mode or anything like that. But there is a stage or phase where you need to put in that hustle mode, where you need to work extra hard, where you basically, there will be some sleepless nights. There will be some moment that you'll be like, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, right? And did I do the right thing? And all these thoughts, like I made a video about it the other day, that thoughts come in or opinions come in. You feel like, why did I even start this, right? It's part of it. And that phase requires extra hard work. But one of the things also that Master Sri Akashnath talks about is that you're building your vessel. This is also one thing that we spoke about during, for instance, the Wealth Yogi program, is that you're building your vessel, you're building your strength. Same applies to what we do with our GIC students and also our FLC students. You're basically changing your ways so that whether it's your physical body, your mental body, or your spiritual body, becomes strong as it is meant to be, and as your spirit is capable of handling in order for you to pursue your purpose. And if it was as easy as you just doing, what you always do, then you would have already been there, right? But the beautiful thing is that we have our wonderful creative minds, and we see something, we have passion towards something, we want to create something, right? We have our vision, and we're thinking, yes, this is what I want to realize. And then with that vision, you now say, okay, so this is my goal. This is how I'm going to move towards it. I'm going to be, part of a course. I'm going to learn from a mentor or from a guru or whatever it may be, right? And you then take that action, and then you're building yourself stronger and stronger. And sometimes that requires you to go past what you first assumed to be your limit, but you actually come to realize that you're limitless and that you can go out of your comfort zone. And then you have new boundaries that become your new norm. And then you take rest. And then you come again and you take rest. And so there is a phase where it is more actually hustle mode or active mode than the rest mode, because it is necessary in order for us to stretch that muscle and then to come to the new norm. And so that is very important to realize, is that yes, self-care is important, but if you're on a goal, on a path of pursuing something that is worth pursuing, and you feel inside whether it's worth pursuing, then it's okay to also work extra hard. Don't overdo it. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I'm never sleeping ever again, right? That's not good, because then it will have a counter effect, and then you won't be able to do anything anymore, or you'll be ill for a long time or whatever, right? Then it's not good. But it is okay to be a little bit more hustle than all balance, because it's the creation part, the creation mode. Let me just quickly see. Your words are so powerful. Thank you so much for every word. Helped me a lot. So grateful to have you in my life. Oh, thank you so much. If only I could see the names. Pema, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Let me just also publish it. Ta-da! Okay, let's go to the next. Or move the entire living dining room space. You're not case like me. I've only been home for a few hours. I wonder who said that. Vanessa. How are you doing, Vanessa? You're so funny. I am a nutcase indeed. Hey, look at who we have here. She's excited. Dancing. I love watching your dance. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Sounds familiar. Let me just see. Yeah, Vanessa. Nice. Thank you for sharing that. When I got the enlightenment, my brain was nonstop crazy working, carrying and do more, and my physical body give in. Yeah, so it is important to know, like, don't overdo it. So there comes a time as well that you need to see, okay, and this is actually really funny that we're mentioning this right now. And again, I spoke to this to a student once. Was earlier this year actually, and basically the conversation was like, sometimes you are so spirited, your mind is so strong, your spirit is so strong, but the body is not there yet, right? And you feel like, yes, I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna go whatever it is. I'm doing well because I'm about running funnels and business and stuff like that. But sometimes it could be that you're practicing yoga, or you're practicing in the gym, or you're singing, or whatever it may be, right? You're just studying hard for your courses, and then you go, and your mind is like, yeah, I'm gonna go. It doesn't matter whether my body is tired, I'm gonna go, right? And you drink maybe coffee or whatever, right? All these things. And then sometimes the body's not ready for it yet, and therefore you may experience that sometimes there's a breakdown, or there's something like, oh, I can't do this anymore, or you get ill all of a sudden. I certainly have had this as well, and that's because your spirit is so strong, and you feel like, yes, I want to do this, but the body's got to come with you as well. And so it is important to, yes, there is this active mode, there's this hard work period, and every time you level up, whether it's right now from where you are to, let's say, starting the business, or whether having the business at, let's say, 6 figures per year to go to 7 figures per year, there's always this moment where you're leveling up. And when you level up, there is this extra work required, or this extra, energy required. But the more you grow into it, the more smart you become as to knowing how to do it efficiently. And then things like leverage also come in. And this is something as well, specifically with regards to wealth creation, that we will speak about on the webinar. So definitely, for those of you also just tuning in, make sure to register for the webinar. It is tjibaria.com/webinar. Okay. Yes, you and Master Shri Akashna have completely transformed my mindset and life. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, Jay, thank you. Okay, and let me just see if there's more things coming in. It's a lot of messages. Let me see if there's any more questions. And there were still a few more. Oh, this is so sweet. I want to realize. Oh, what does it say? I want to realize to meet you in person. Oh, that's so kind. I want to realize to meet you. So yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, that's Jay. Yeah, really appreciate you. Okay, let me know if there's any more questions. I do know there were more questions in here as well. So, by the way, if you guys can let me know in the comments if you have secured your space on the webinar already. If not, secure your space now, because there are limited spaces. Let me see. I want to hustle every day, but it's okay to take one day off a week for self-care. Yeah. So basically, like what I explained just before. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Misty is saying, watch Tjibaria for an energy boost. It works for me. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay, Misty said, I'm in both. That's cool. So excited. I have thought that, but you and Master Shri Akashna have shown me different. Oh yeah, nice. Very beautiful. It's not selfish to want more. No, absolutely not. I want a good balance. Yes, beautiful. Okay. Yes, I got mine. Okay, great. Super amazing. And let me just quickly see here if there's any more questions. Secured. I'm in. I have. Yes, nice. Super. This is how Y4M has helped me. Oh, that's amazing. Very, very beautiful. Okay, cool. So one more question, and I think after that I must wrap it up because the energy levels of the devices are a little bit low and they're not in the charger at the moment. So, okay. So another question is this. When I start, right? When I just get started with all of this and I'm ready, excited, I want to change my wealth blueprint. I want to be able to match that energy, and I want to match that those habits that are in line with wealth creation. How do I start it off? Where do I begin? And this question specifically is about what if at the moment, like, finances are not super big? What can I do? Like how because right now I understand that I must do this, I must do that in order to to grow. But what if actually every single month is like making ends meet? How do I go about it? So let me know in the comments if that's a question that resonates with you, or if you faced that before, you've wondered that for yourself before. And the answer is actually quite simple, in the sense that there are already things right now that you can do even with limited funds. So I'll share two small ones right now because of time, but I will share it in a lot more detail on the webinar. And this is like, these are very powerful, no-brainer, every wealthy person knows principles, but not every person knows. And that's why, again, I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So the first thing that one can already do right now is to understand that actually the first question that came in about the energy. So whether or not right now funds are tight, your energy is not tight. So understand and correct yourself whenever you are in lack mindset, and snap out of it. Right? Because I don't know if you guys know Caesar Milan. He's the dog whisperer. And then whenever a dog is being a little bit naughty, it's like, snap out of it, right? And we need to snap ourselves out of it. Whenever you think like, oh, I don't have, snap yourself out of it. It's not I don't have, because saying I don't have is energy. It's basically putting it forward and attract more of the I don't have. If you say I don't have enough, same, don't do it. Basically, what it starts out with, and I want you guys to write this down, is ask the question, how? How do I find more? How do I create this? How do I make way? And this is a very big thing. And this is like what I discussed before in the challenge as well, is that when you think about the difference between successful person and a not yet successful person, and this could be success in any area, that the person who is not yet successful, they'll be saying like, oh, I'm not successful because of this, this, and this, or I haven't reached the result because of this, this, and this, and they're finger pointing. But the only way the finger can point is towards yourself. And the successful person instead will say, okay, how do I get there? How do I find out? If I don't know how, then find out. If I don't have the money, how can I make the money? How can I create the abundance? If you feel like you never have enough time, how many of you have ever had it? You say like, oh, I've never have enough time to finish this, that, and that, right? You ask yourself the question, how do I find more time? How do I create more time? So it comes to the question of asking how. How do I do it? And then align with that energy. And I must actually stop the Instagram because this phone is about to die. So I'm going to stop you guys before I don't have this live anymore. So I'm just going to stop it here. And I ask you guys to jump on Facebook. So see you guys there. Okay, and now, bear with me. All right. So at least this one is saved. Okay, cool. And now this one can go off. Alrighty, nice. So basically, what is important is then, so you ask yourself the question, how? Okay, so that's like a thing. Every single time you feel your mind is going there towards lack, snap yourself out of it and focus on how. How do I create? How do I do this? How do I do that? Now, and then the second thing, and this is very, very, very important. It's very simple. And you may be thinking, why haven't I thought of this before? Right? But it is actually be simple solution focused. And why I say simple solution focused is because it's like the simple things that we often overlook. For instance, and I had this chat with someone recently as well, is say someone wants to invest in a program. They know that there was this one guy a few weeks back. He said it is his dream to learn forex, right? This is his dream to learn forex. He's been following this forex person for a long time, and his friends signed up for a program. He's like, yeah, I really want to do this too, because I can see myself doing that forex trading and then all these graphs and stuff like that, and I know I need a mentor, but I just don't have the money. That was the initial mindset. But then as we went through the challenge and like different things were shared, it was like, no, I'm going to find out how. I'm going to make it happen. And then, and this is what I want to share with you guys now as a first or a second tip, is to think, what can you do to create the wealth? What can you do right now? Even though the funds are not in your bank account, just look around you. What can you possibly turn into money? Do you have old things? And trust me, most of us do. We have an old thing lying around that we haven't used for ages. Get that thing, put it on eBay, sell it. Or there's different things also that maybe not so much right now with the lockdown period and stuff, but there's a lot of the time these markets where people can just come and sell their stuff, right? Think out of the box, get creative. But the thing is that a lot of the time, and this is again lack mindset, is that we think, yeah, but if I do that, probably no one's going to buy, so yeah, let's not waste my time doing that. Let's instead waste my time watching Netflix about a success story of someone who actually got from rags to riches, right? You see how crazy that is? That we think, oh, well, I'm not so sure if I can do that. So I'm not so sure if people will actually go for that offer. So let's not even waste the time doing it. Whereas the thing that you do instead is the big time waster. So that's one thing again. So this is like simple solution focus. Make sure to comment it below. Another simple solution focus thing is, so this one was like selling your old stuff that you're not using anyways, right? The other thing is to look at how can you create more time. And again, this is a very simple one. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of doing something in excess that is not necessarily serving us the best. It could be that we sleep too long. Because even though you, like, different people say different things about sleep, but understand again what I said earlier is that yes, we need sleep, we need regeneration, we need all that good stuff. But also, if we are wanting to create something that only the minority of the world is doing, if we want to have a lifestyle like that, then we have to be willing to put in the time, money, energy, and everything that only the minority is willing to put in. And sometimes that requires you to, yes, have maybe a little period where you sleep a bit less. You don't get your 8 hours, you get 7 hours instead. Then you have that 1 hour extra where you can work on your hustle and your bustle. And that makes all the difference. Because if you consistently spend that 1 extra hour on something to pursue your goal, that makes all the difference. You learn about something, you perhaps go meet people, whatever you do. And you can make it happen. So it really comes down to the fact that we want to just think simple and be solution focused. What does solution focus mean? Focus on the solution. There is something that you're detecting. We're very good at detecting things. We're very good in that little game where you see spot the differences. We're very good at spotting things, especially in our own lives. We can spot all the negative things. So let's put this spotting technique to a positive use. We spot a lack, so to speak, then we change the mindset and we say how, and then we focus on the solution. What is the solution? I don't have this amount of money right now. I'm going to sell my old junk. What do I have? This is a bike that I haven't been riding on for ages. Let's sell it. And it doesn't have to be huge money. I'm not saying sell your bike for 10,000, which, well, depending on the bike, maybe it is a 10,000 bike, I don't know. But every bit helps. And whatever you get, and this now comes into what we're going to discuss on the webinar, is have an investor's mindset. Don't think, hey, I've sold my bike now, I've got $100. Let's go and, party. No, use the $100 towards your goal, towards your dream. And again, yeah, exactly. Be positive and not negative. And so whatever solution you have created, because you're focused on solution, it will accumulate. This one solution that you have created, this extra hour, start off with this extra hour. With that extra hour, you went to your garage or to your storage or whatever. You saw, hey, I have this thing. I haven't been thinking about this. I totally forgot I had it. Maybe it's a toaster. Well, I'm not sure if a toaster is the best thing, but something that has been there for a long time. Maybe it's like a sewing machine, right? For you to be able to sew things, right? And you're like, oh man, I didn't even know I had that. How silly. I had all this abundance there in my storage, never thought about it. But hey, now I thought about it, I'm never even using it. So solution focus, I have an hour. I'm grabbing this sewing machine, putting it down, and grab my phone, put the lights good, or if the light is not good, I wait until it's daylight, boom, take a picture, take a few good pictures. Then I go on internet. I see, hey, how do other people sell that? Oh, okay, cool. Let's make an eBay account or whatever accounts it is these days. I don't know exactly. Like I have never actually done these things, but you can try it. You find out what's the best place to put it on. Facebook Marketplace, for instance. A lot of people use it, right? A lot of people use it because everyone is on Facebook. So try Facebook Marketplace. You go there, put that thing on, sell it for $50. Boom, someone buys it. The hour, create $50. Now, what do you do with the $50? You do something that brings you closer to your goal. And you continue this process and accumulating. And then there is no way that you cannot translate this beginning mentality into accumulating more and more and more wealth. Because remember what I said earlier on? It's the process of this that actually makes you smarter every single step of the way. And you become more efficient. Next time when you snoop around in your storage and you see something that you already know, you already have your account, boom, picture, done. Before you know it, another $50 in. And you, again, invest it. Don't spend it, invest it. So that's 2 simple tips of how you can already get started with this straight away right now, even when you think that your budget is not as huge as you would want it to be. Everyone can be simple solution focused and with positive energy and excitement because it's an adventure. It's nice. It's fun, right? So that is that. And on the webinar, like I said before, we're going to talk about all these kind of practical things, simple practical tools that you must implement in order to change your wealth blueprint. So I'm very much looking forward to see you guys there. I do have to break it up now because I have my battery is showing red and it's like almost flashing at me. So yeah, I'm gonna be going, but thank you so much for being here. If you thought this video was useful, then please feel very free. Well, you can't share this outside the groups, but I'm gonna upload this video on my YouTube. So my YouTube channel is youtube.com/Tjibaria. Make sure to hop to YouTube to subscribe, hit that bell. And when I share it there, I'm going to upload it in the next 2 or 3 hours, then you can share it. All right, but more importantly, make sure to be there at the webinar and allow it to change things for you, because that's what I want you to change your life around, because you so can. And I've seen it time and time again happen with our students. So now it's time for you. All right. Now, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure to be here with you guys. Love you all. And I catch you on Monday on the webinar. And I also catch you on my YouTube. Mwah. Bye.